So today we are going to answer the single most asked question in the game. The time has finally come that we are going to know the answer to the question we're all dying to know. Yes, it is time for what is your favorite Warframe. Here it is, it's Oberon. And this entire loadout is my favorite loadout. I'm not ashamed to admit that I do run a Soma Prime. Actually I am, but let me give me some reason as to why I run what I run. Now the Soma Prime I run because of, actually I do run it because of the Euphona Prime. I just love that weapon. But because I had to replace my Animus for this weapon, I had to replace my Sancti Tiger with the Soma Prime, because otherwise I can't do something about like the small mobs. I do want to be able to spray with either my primary or my secondary. So because I got the Euphona Prime, I had to get rid of the Sancti Tigers for the Soma Prime. Targeting Con, of course, I like that, and the Helios Prime I just don't like the scan, and Sentinels are better, of course. Now Oberon is a bit of the crux of this video, because before I used to run Excalibur, and I love Excalibur, I still love him, but I don't run him anymore because I was forced to look at Oberon during his rework, and he kind of became my favorite Warframe. So what I've decided to do is I've decided to put myself up to all the misery of Warframe and actually go over the weapons I normally don't play with. Yes, I've gone out to the Twitters and asked everyone on Twitter also on Discord, in fact. I went out and asked what are your favorite Warframes and weapons, and also give me a reason why. Now I've gotten a list of Warframes and weapons to choose from, which I've put in a spinning wheel, like a random selector, which will select a weapon or a Warframe per video, and I'll take it up, see what I have on it, and then see if I can make it better, make it in such a way that it will be usable, and then see if I like it or if it's just crap like I always thought it was. And maybe at the end of the series we will end up with another loadout, or I've just wasted a lot of format. You know, either way, it's always good for a good cause. A spinner, make my life more miserable. There we go. Alright, Jat Kittag, the Jat Kittag. Now I've learned a lot about this weapon officially. Let me see. There it is. Yes, it's the hammer one. It's the hammer weapon, but what? I'm like, I've heard from a lot of people that this is a good weapon. There are many people that say it's overpowered, and look at those damage numbers. It may just be. I never see. How can this be a good weapon? In fact, it's just a giant, massive hammer. It's slow, possibly. How can this do like any good damage? Let me see what I got in the mods. Upgrade. Oh boy. I've never done anything with this. What am I gonna do with this actually? Of course, I need to add in some mods, but let me just look at the stats. I think we could do something with the status right there. Maybe you could up that. And what else is there? Well, we've got, of course, the impact damage. We could put heavy trauma on there as well. Attack speed. Let me see the attack speed without Prime Fury. Ooh, that's bad. So that will be the decision. Will I go for like a very powerful weapon, which is very slow, or a quick weapon which is less powerful? We're gonna find out. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out, test this weapon out, throw on a few format, and then when I have my best build that I like, I'm gonna get back to you, and we're gonna see if it stands up to my criteria. Alright, welcome back. Now I have done my research on this weapon, which basically meant that I took it out, I tried some different builds, and this is what I came up with. Now I should stress that this is not me trying to build for the best. I'm not trying to look up other videos and trying to see with what combination I can make the best build possible. I'm just looking at the stats, and I'm like, what can I do with it that will make this a fun weapon to me? What can I do with it that will make it interesting for me? Now as I said, I looked at the attack numbers, the damage numbers at the attack, and of course the impact, and I saw the status being like 25%. I thought maybe we could do something with that. Maybe we can turn this into a high damage weapon by adding condition overload that will add 60% melee damage for each status type. So the idea would be that you'd put on all the different elements with these plus 60% status chance, so you always get a status, and just be sure that the moment you get that, you get even more damage. It will be a slow but very, very powerful hammer. Sadly, that didn't quite work out. It was too slow. It didn't really come to my liking, so I had to take it out, and I ultimately ended up going with this, where I kept the Prime Fury in, also added Berserkers, so we'd have a bit more attack speed because we got the Spoiled Strike in there. And with that, I think overall we got radiation damage. It's good, but you can always switch it out because you let me see, there should be somewhere over here. There are the other two mods, Vicious Thrust and Virgin Scourge. You can just swap them out in whatever way you like to get whatever combination of elements you'd like. Now, I really want to thank Rob from GigaPlays for giving me the Crushing Ruin, because I only had Shattering Storm, as you can see, and Shattering Storm is just not as good as Crushing Ruin. Not that I do a lot of combos, as you will see in a minute. I will just mash E. But what does this mean? What does this mean for the weapon? Is it good? Is it really good that it will take out, that will make me want to lose my Dragon Econo? Well, let's see. We're gonna fill up my Oberon with some energy. We're gonna spawn a Corrupted Heavy Gunner at level 100, because 100 is the level to go for. Let me simulate that. Now, to make sure that I don't die, I'm gonna cast Rejuvenation, or Renewal, I mean. Renewal, of course, Renewal. And we're just gonna attack her head on. So let me just go with my Jat Kittag and let's go. Now, of course, because I got the Rage Renewal set on Oberon, I am sure that I'm not gonna die. However, I will have to keep on beating up the heavy gunner, as we shall see. Now, I have to say the attack speed is pretty decent, especially with the stance. The stance makes all the difference. Actually, whoa, it really does. Try this with the other stance, and you're just, oh, this takes so long. Anyway, as you can see, it doesn't. It's not a one-hit wonder.
One eternity later.
There we go. Now that wasn't too quick. So where do we stand compared to the Dragon Econo? Well, as you can see in this footage of me fighting the heavy gunner with the Dragon Econo, they are not very quick one-hit melee weapons. I mean, there's no it's not really distinguishable. I mean, I get the feeling that the Dragon Econo is faster. I didn't time it though, and I'm not planning on doing that still, but I do get the feeling that the Dragon Econo just was a little bit faster in getting it, though it took an incredibly long time. Still though, I have to say, with this stance, with Crushing Ruin on, I do like it a lot more. I can see the point of this weapon a bit better than with the old stance, because if you try the other stance, which is, let me just see in a moment, which is right here, upgrade, of course preparation is key. If you use Shattering Storm, this weapon becomes so much slower, just because the attacks are so much slower. So using Shattering Storm, I would totally not use this weapon at all. Even with this combination, with this set of mods, I don't like it. Crushing Ruin does change it though. It does become a weapon I can get. It's quick enough. The attack speed is really key to this weapon, because if it becomes too slow, I just don't like hammers too much. And I was just kind of surprised. I only had to put one form in because I didn't run out of mod space. As you can see, I ran out. I didn't run out of mod space. I had enough capacity. I ran out of places to put my mods in. So that kind of sucked, but that means that it's not a format either. However, will I stick with this, or will I go back to my Dragon Econo? 100% my Dragon Econo. So let's see where the Jat Kittag ends up. With nothing to compare it to, it really ends up in the middle. I mean, that's just where it is. But honestly, it's just not my loadout material. I do still prefer the Dragon Icana, especially because I haven't really looked at the Dragon Icana, as I just discovered that I may just be able to up it even more if I get into my mod build of the Dragon Icana even more and put in some more format in it. Still, they come really close, and if I didn't have the Dragon Icana, I would have most certainly gone with the Jat Kittag. So if anything, maybe that will make something good for you, but still, if you got the Dragon Icana, that will be my favorite melee weapon, and if you got the Jat Kittag, I'm sorry, but your favorite melee sucks.